create a tutorial for the movie poster design, and I kind of chose a kind of slash horror romance genre, if that's possible. It takes place in Tacoma with a love triangle that's centered around dreams as well. So I'm going to create my coaster. I'm going to go up to File, New. I'm going to name it, and the man on my computer is going to name it for me because I'm going to call this movie poster. I'm going to make sure I have pixels, and the width of my document is going to be 4300.
4300.
As he said, and my height will be 5900.
5900.
And my resolution is 300 and pixels per square inch. I'm going to say create. All right, I have my document. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add an adjustment layer, and I'm going to add a solid color, and I'm going to choose black for now. And then I'm going to add a new layer. So I'm going down here just left of the trash can, and I'm going to choose a new color. I'm going to choose red. Since I'm kind of doing a horror thing, I'm going to go with red and black as my primary colors. I may change that though. Nothing's set in stone. And I am going to use the gradient tool. So I'm going to grab that, and I think I'm just going to do one at the very top. So I'm going up. No, I don't want that. I want to go down. Yeah, so sorry. I just want to create one, and I can do this as many times as I need. Maybe like that. And I'm going to put my text up there in black, or no, maybe white. And then I'll have more white text down here. All right, from there, I am going to make a shape, and I'm going to add a photo. And since my film is called Love Triangle, I'm going to go to the rectangle tool and look if I can find a triangle. I do. I'm going to go out to my photo and make a triangle. It's kind of big. And I have the fill up here set to red, the same color that I did that. Yours might be like this if you make a shape, and all you have to do to change that is click on that line going through the empty rectangle and come down here and choose your colors. I think that's the one I want. Yeah. You can also just use the eyedropper and come out and select the color that you chose for that. So once I have that, I am going to click inside my triangle and say free transform path. I'm going to move this like so. Oh, it didn't move. Come on. Right click. Transform path, and I'm gonna move it. It's not letting me move it. Get my move tool. There we go. That's necessary. And I'm gonna put a photo in there. So I'm gonna go File, Place Embedded. And I chose a double exposure that I had. And I'm just going to place this over my shape that I made. And so I know that what I want to see is her mainly in that triangle. And I'm just going to click the top and change it. I'm going to go over to the blend mode and change that to multiply to get that red, because I think that's what I want. But as you can see, when I do that, I have the outbound imagery of the actual image stuck on there. So I want to get rid of that. So for now, I'm going to change this blend mode to where it's something I can see plainly. So this is screen. I could go to soft light, maybe vivid light. Yeah, no, I think I'm going to choose this soft light. And all I'm going to do is use the pen tool, and I'm going to cut around this triangle so I have that image, and then add a little 5-point feather, maybe a little bit more, and then add a layer mask, and it'll cut out the rest of the outside of this photo, right? So it'll be gone. So let me grab my pen tool, and again, that's the one that looks like a pair of needle nose pliers. If you don't know what that is, and you have 2 columns, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 down on that side. Grab the pen tool, and I'm just going to come out. I'm going to zoom in a little bit so I can see it better. And I'm just going to click on the very top of that triangle. And I'm going to come down and go to this corner and do the same. And I'm staying a little bit inside of it. And then I'm going to come up and connect it all. Hopefully, yeah. And then with my cursor, I just right click inside of that and say mix selection to get the marching ants. I'm going to add it. Should I do it?
0.
10? Yeah. Yeah, let's do that. And then I'm just going to go down the bottom of my layers panel to add a layer mask. I think I'm going to go back. I think that's too much of a radius on that. Maybe I'll just go back a little bit and choose this better, because I didn't like the way that came out. And then say make selection. Maybe I'm only going to do 5 on the radius. 5. And then choose my layer mask. Yeah, that's better. I still don't like that though. I'm seeing that and I don't want to see that. Let me go back a little bit more again. I'm going to come down here, try to be more exact on that. Much better. Okay, then I'm going to zoom out. And now I'm going to add some text to my poster. I'm going to go grab the text tool. And if you didn't already download those fonts that I put in Schoology, let me go to Schoology real quick. I'm going to put a logo on there. So I chose Paramount logo. I just went to Google Images. You can choose anything you want. Let's say I wanted Warner Brothers. I could choose that and get that. And you can actually get, the graph like that. So you don't have a background. You just have that. You can download that, put that in your file, say save image as, put it into your folder, but I want to go to those fonts that I put in Schoology. And I'm going to go create a poster. And I'm going to go to the poster fonts. And I'm going to choose to download this one here. Death Star? No. Was it Death Star? Yeah, let me try that one. I'm going to download that. And as you see, it shows up here. I double click on that. And it has the Death Star font. I'm going to click on that and say install font. And that's how I get it into Photoshop. I also downloaded the other fonts from Adobe, so I might use that as well. I'm gonna make sure I put that in there. Okay. All right, let's go back to Photoshop, and I'm gonna go to my text tool and just type in Death Star.
ATH.
I'm so glad he's there. And let's see how that looks. I'm going out to my image and I'm going to type in dream triangle. And because my color up here is red, I can't see it. The way to highlight your text, if you don't want to drag across there, you can just double click on this T and you'll see it highlighted. I'm going to change this to white. Death triangle. I can't even spell right. Good Lord. Go back to that. Grab my text tool. Not Death Star. I don't know about that. I'm going to highlight it by double clicking this again. There we go. I'm going to come up to the T just with my cursor. I'm going to right click on it and drag it till I get it the size I want. And then I'm going to grab my move tool and just move it over. Anytime I want to select that, again, I just double click on that T on the layer. If I want to move it around, I can use my arrow keys. I can press Command T like I always do too, while that layer is highlighted, and move it around with my just using my arrow keys on my keyboard to move my text. So I'm not making a big mess. If I want to come down, I just press down and so on. Death triangle. God, I still spelt it wrong. Now I'm going to add my log line, right? So I'm going to add my log line, which will look something like this. I'm going to grab my text tool again, and I'm going to write love and dreams for 3 now. Love and dreams. Shapes here. Shape size. How's that? All right, I'm going to double click on that to get that highlighted. I'm going to make that smaller by going up to the T again. And I don't know if I like this font anymore. Click on my move tool. I'm going to use a different font. So I'm going to double click on that. I'm going to come up here. And I think I'm going to use that export font, which
EXPO.
Try that. Yes, I like that much better. All right. Then I'm going to come down and add all my text for my credits. I'm going to put right here, I'm going to put a Mariposa production. Double click on that to highlight that, make that much smaller, and center that. using my text, my move tool. That'll be right under my triangle. So I'm thinking about, you know, the hierarchy of how I see things in here. I'm probably going to change the shapes and dreams. Love and Dreams shapes us. And I might even redo that. You'll have yours all planned out. I'm going to come down here and start adding my credits. And I'm going to do that by using my type tool. And I'm going to go ahead and type big for now. But I'm going to start out like this. Starring. And I'm going to show you this. I'm going to zoom in. This is something you can do. You don't have to. But the starring part, and I'm going to put produced by, starring, executive producer. I'm going to make those much smaller. And I'm just going to highlight them and then come up and make them really tiny. Like that. And I'm going to, that's a 7-point. If I go back to my star, that's 29 point, and I'm just going to do that for the next one. So I'll make a new text, and I'll come over here, and I'm just going to put produced. Oh God, it's really small. And I'm going to highlight that. By double clicking on that. Oh, I can't see it because it's black. There we go. I'm gonna make it down. I'm gonna go down to 25. Is that what it was? 29. And then I'm gonna do the produced at 7 points. So I'm going to take this and take that down to 7 so it matches up with my first credit. So now I have that. So I'll do that and I'll place those under here. And I'm just kind of building a hierarchy of my credits. I'm going to make... I'm going to add my logo. So I'm going to say File, Place Embedded, which I did the Paramount. I'm going to grab that. And right now, I'm going to take a look at it. I'm going to move it over here. And I'm going to go to my blend mode and see which blend mode actually looks the best on this. Yeah. So I choose divide because I'm in that black. I'm also going to press Command T to resize that. I'm just making it look official. I may move that around as I add more and more text. I'm going to put that down here. And I'm going to continue on with my text. And I'll probably add some more imagery over here on the right. I probably am going to come back to this, my main title, Dream Triangle. I'm going to double click on that. And I'll probably add, I'll grab the text tool and I'll probably add a stroke to that. You know, I'll come down and go to my paragraphs and my characters and add a stroke to that to make it look really, really nice. Maybe add some swatches to that as well. maybe come down and open my styles, and so on. But that's the beginning of it, and by no means is it an end. I'll add more and more to this as I go, definitely. Yeah, so that is the beginning of my text tool. And okay.